Well, today I've come to Cardiff. It's Wednesday morning. Rather a convoluted journey. I'm really on the way to collect my Nissan Leaf electric car in London, and I got the train. Had a pleasant ride down, despite the fact that one of my trains was cancelled, and it meant that I missed 20 minutes of the Barnsley and Cardiff match, which was a game of two halves in which the second half was far better, and I stayed at a hotel locally. I've now come down to Cardiff Bay, and I think this is called the Millennium Centre. Quite an impressive building in itself, and this whole area I think has been completely gentrified. I think it was a rough area many years ago, and now I'm going to walk down to Cardiff Bay in the Cardiff Bay area. Very nice waterfall effect here. And eventually I'll be taking the train to London, where I hope to pick up my car and drive back to Leeds. Well, I've been to Swansea many years ago, but I've never been to Cardiff, and certainly this part of it is very impressive. Certainly making most of the bay. It's a bit cool, but it's brightened up a bit, and it's nice and sunny. It's got a very nice square overlooking the bay, and some very nice buildings, which I'm hoping to explore shortly. It's early in the morning, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So before I get the train to London, I thought I'd take the opportunity while I'm here to have a look round, because I'm not in a rush to get back to London, and I'll take my time driving back to Leeds as well. Behind me is the National Assembly, effectively known as the Welsh Assembly. In devolved government, more powers have been given to Wales as an independent country to make their own decisions. A lot of hot air is spoken there, and probably not very much power, but it's quite an attractive building, and it's got a really nice view over the bay. The National Assembly building has got a really nice overhanging feature, and it's very modern, and in contrast to the building alongside it. I don't know what it is, but at least it tells me the time at 20 to 10. And then they've got a helter-skelter, which probably sometimes the Welsh Assembly must feel like that they're just going round and round in circles in a kind of merry-go-round without actually achieving anything. However, it gives them a good sense of purpose. The bay is very attractive. It really is a lovely morning this morning. It's great to have a sea feature right into the city centre. We're so very close to the city centre here. So and they have the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff Arms Park, which is one of the second largest stadiums in Britain. Walking around the bay, and so welcome to Cardiff. I'm not quite sure if I must have got slightly lost, because I've come to the Norwegian Church Arts Centre and the Norse coffee shop, which sounds as though I've gone a bit too far, but it may have been dropped on Cardiff by accident. However, it still has the Millennium Centre in the background, the Welsh Assembly, and that building that I mentioned earlier. I must say, it's just the perfect day for having a look around. I feel like quite a privileged tourist at the moment. It does seem a bit strange sometimes in a workday week when you're the tourist and people are shuffling around to make a living or going on various appointments. But nevertheless, I'm enjoying it. This isn't somebody from Norway. This is commissioned by the Captain Scott Memorial Society. This is a memorial for Captain Scott, who perished in his quest to reach the North Pole, but they died en route, or I'm not sure it was on the way back. Norwegians actually made it, and I'm afraid we didn't. But this is probably a perfect example of the British culture and the British attitude, that how we celebrate failure and make a heroic epic of it, including Dunkirk, etc. It's a lesson to everybody that failure can be celebrated, and out of that failure can come success. Dunkirk being an example of that. caught the number 6 bendy bus going from the hub or the bay to city centre station. Had an interesting conversation then, which I'll make you privy to, with our rabbi, which we had an outreach fund in memorial for Marlene Green, my wife, and we've put on a successful event, and we've got other successful events in mind, and now we're considering what we might do in the future, and I'm particularly agreeable to events which have a food or an interesting food, particularly an interesting food selection. It's obviously quite a big attraction, and it's people love to socialize around food as well as being entertained by a speaker that we might have. So we're trying to get we're going to dare ask a very prominent speaker who I'm going to call in a few favours and hope that somehow they can fit into their busy schedule. Hopefully they're launching a book at the same time, which will give them added impetus to come to Leeds.